Hey, Canucks fans, the Vancouver Canucks were defeated 4-3 by the Dallas Stars in overtime, but even despite the loss, they are, at least for tonight, at least by points and by tiebreaker, the Canucks are the number one team in the entire NHL. I'll get to that at the very end. Let's break down this game, what I liked, what I didn't like, and one other thing. And right away, I'm going to apologize if there's ruckus, if there's noise behind me. It is my daughter Kayla's 16th birthday today. We have a bunch of family over, so we had the game on while we were stuffing our faces with sushi. And then I'm going to bring Kayla onto my live stream tonight at 11 p.m. So if you want to join me tonight, I'll talk about the game, and I'll also bring Kayla on so you can greet her yourself a happy, sweet 16th. What I liked, how about the play of our third line? Dakota Joshua, Connor Garland, and Teddy Bluger accounting for 2 of our 3 goals once again tonight. And these guys, you can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them. And I mean that in all seriousness. These guys have been our best line. They result our first goal just 3 minutes in the game, a 2-on-1. Garland and Joshua finishing off. Our third goal, the goal that we thought was going to be the game winner with 5 minutes left, a play from Joshua to Garland, returning the favor, and Garland with a really, really gritty net front play there to put the puck in. Bluger gets the assist on both of those goals. So all 3 guys have 2 points. So that line, obviously, doing the math, combines for 6 points. And again, the best line of the night for the Vancouver Canucks. So that's one thing I liked. I like Thatcher Demko's game. He takes the loss, but he faced 36 shots. Canucks were almost outshot 2-1. That's the part I didn't like, but Thatcher Demko was great. Like I said, despite taking the loss, he was very solid in net as always. I like the Canucks grit. I thought even though they were at the end of the road trip, they were probably pretty tired and playing against the strongest, even without Jake Ottinger net, the Dallas Stars are a very, very strong team. And I thought the Canucks held on, a bit of a bad start, but they got better as the game went on. And like I said, it looked like they were going to win the game at the very end when Garland scored with 5 minutes left. I know we were trying to take family pictures, but I was very, very excited about that. I also liked the fact, what was I going to say? 3-2. I can't remember what I was going to say, but those were some things that I liked. I liked the fact that the third line was, I like the Canucks penalty kill. They killed off all 3 of the Dallas Star power play opportunities. So that's what I like. I like to play the third line. I like the Canucks grit. I liked Thatcher Demko, and I liked our penalty kill. Some things I didn't like. I didn't like the start. Once again, despite the Canucks scoring first, Dallas dominated that first period 16-6 in shots. They actually dominated the entire game on the shot clock, 36-20. Probably dominated the Canucks for most of the game in terms of overall play as well. High danger chances were 10-4 in favor of Dallas, and expected goals were 2.06 to 1.31 also for Dallas. So Dallas had the overall edge in the play for sure. And again, no excuses. Dallas is the home team. Vancouver is ending off a 4-game road trip. So give full credit to the Stars for sure. Didn't like the Canucks power play, again going 0 for 3. Not sure if one of them was short, but didn't like that. They got to get that going. Didn't like the way that Petey and Joshua played that potential chance to win in overtime. They had a 2-0 with, I think, 30 or 40 seconds left. I'm not just saying this because the Canucks ended up losing the game 30 seconds later, but they just didn't make Wedgwood make any decisions. Petey had the puck. He either should have passed it to Garland and gone wider, but instead he kept the same path to the net, and Joshua didn't make it look like he was going to shoot at all. So Wedgwood didn't even have to move. Like I said, he just really stayed on focused on Petey and ends up making the save on Petey. So I think they could have played that 2-on-1, that 2-0 a little bit better, and then maybe it would have resulted in a different result. I didn't see the breakdown for the game-winning goal for Dallas in overtime. I know that Quinn Hughes was left to try and check the streaky Matt Duchene, but I'd really have to watch that once again. Actually, I'm going to watch it right now as I'm recording this vlog and see if it was really anyone's fault. So I'm just watching this. I know this makes for a really good video. And okay, here we go. So it's a play. They get in their own zone and straight up the gut. It was just one of those. I don't know if it was a line change or if Hughes just fell asleep for a second. Not going to blame him, but so I'm not going to say I didn't like Quinn Hughes' play on that play. I didn't like the fact that we lost. The overtime was kind of slow a little bit too. And maybe I still have that memory, that fog, that stench of that Minnesota Wild overtime win over us or shootout win over us last weekend. But I thought, again, the Canucks, I think, lost all 3 draws in overtime. So therefore, they didn't get possession, I remember, until there were 3 minutes elapsed in overtime. And it's hard to win when you don't have possession for much of the time. So there's a few things I didn't like. I didn't like the overall first period, even though we scored a goal, the first goal. I didn't like our power play. I didn't like the way that PD and Joshua, even though Joshua had a really good game, how they played that particular 2-on-0. I didn't like the overtime overall. We simply didn't have the puck enough. Now, one other thing. Yes, the Canucks are number 1 in the entire league right now. Now, there are a couple caveats for sure, but then let's not let the caveats take away from how cool this is. That on December 21st, just 10 weeks in the season, the Canucks are number 1 in the entire league. So the Canucks and Vegas both have 47 points, 2 ahead of the Rangers. And the Canucks have 22-9-3. They're 13 games over 500. Vegas, obviously, is also 13 games over 500, 21-8-5. But the tiebreaker, when you play the same number of games, i.e. not points percentage, is the regulation wins. And the Canucks have 21 to Vegas' 15. The Canucks have won 6 more times in regulation than the Vegas Golden Knights. That also means if the Canucks have 21 of their 22 wins are in regulation, that means they've only won once in extra time. I think they're 1-3 now. They've lost once in the shootout and 3 times in overtime. So that's not great, but at least the regulation wins are the first tiebreaker. So they are tied with Vegas in points, but because of regulation wins, same number of games, because of regulation wins, they are ahead of Vegas when they list the standings. And yes, they both the Rangers, Bruins have games in hand on Vancouver and on Vegas. So by points percentage, both the Rangers and Bruins have a better points percentage. Remember, points percentage is no guarantee, and you don't necessarily presume that they're going to win all their games. What you do when you have games in hand, what you do consider is based on historical performance over the season. That's what you would expect them to get. So, for instance, the Rangers are only 2 points behind the Canucks. They have 4 games in hand with a 750 points percentage. That means in those 4 games in hand, you'd expect the Rangers to get 75% of those points. So of those 8 points, they're going to get 6. So in your theory, you expect the Rangers to get 51 points. And that's why technically the Rangers are ahead of the Canucks. Well, they are not technically. They are ahead of the Canucks and Vegas Golden Knights when it comes to points percentage. But right now, we are only worried about points, at least for this vlog. And the Canucks and the Vegas Golden Knights have the most points in the entire league, despite the number of games played. And the Canucks hold the tiebreaker over the Vegas Golden Knights. By the way, Canucks are still 3rd overall in points percentage behind Rangers and Boston. The 2 teams chasing them with games in hand for first overall. Tied with Vegas, and LA is right behind them. Vancouver and Vegas have 691 points percentage. And then the LA Kings have 690. So for tonight, we can say, with a small caveat, but who cares, that tonight the Canucks are number 1 in the entire NHL. And that is a great feeling heading into their final game against San Jose this Saturday, the final game before Christmas. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me one other thing in the comment section below. And don't forget, 11 o'clock tonight, I'll be live streaming, talking about the game, and also having my lovely daughter, Kayla, on, where we can all greet her a happy 16th birthday. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, for subscribing, and liking the video. So on your way out, subscribe, like, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, and make sure you tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, and one other thing. I hope to see you tonight at 11 p.m. for my live stream. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks Go.